just to let you guys know, I'm playing Pokemon Unbound, and I'm not playing it with anything in mind. I haven't really looked up much, just what Pokemon, and I've got my chain planned out, but you'll see it as the episodes come together. And from here we get the introduction, basically telling you, hey, if you paid for this game, someone scammed you. But besides that, it kind of gives you the story of the Pokemon War that, is referenced and talked about in Kalos, but then they ended up showing it. You are actually in and from the region that originally went to war with Kalos. And then we get to see a flashback of, 16 years ago, and it's of this trainer throwing away Hoopa, who was implemental to, this region winning or having a good chance. And he ends up throwing him away because if anyone found it, that would be the end. And then obviously the granddaughter of the person from the other side finds it, and then it's decided to finish Grandpa's work. Now we're in the present day, where for some reason Hoopa decides to come along and teleport me into a lab where I get knocked out and then put in some weird backroom storage area, where I end up running around and seeing this kid trying to escape, but this guy throws out a Inkay to stop him. And then eventually I name him Krieg after thinking for a while, and then we walk around a bit trying to find an escape, and then we finally find a crate. We end up opening it and 3 pseudo legends pop out. At least they're smarter than the other teams. They're stealing actual pseudo legendaries. And we end up picking them. They're our starters. I obviously go with Beldum. I like Metagross. And I named him Steelvin because I'm not that creative. And then Krieg ends up picking Gibble, and I don't blame him. Garchomp's awesome. And then we go down to escape. It ends up as a double battle. Sent out Scorpie and Inkay. We send out Steelvin and Gibble. There's not much I can do. They gave us Meteor Mash, so that way they're not completely useless. So I just kept using that. And I tried using Flash thinking it might do something, but it didn't really help all that much at the end. So I just kept going for Metal Bash. He was using Metal Claw, so we were just using Steel type moves. And over time we willed him down enough so that way we can win and escape with our freedom. Psych, I'm just kidding. There's all this passageway, and we see someone get burned, but he doesn't get affected by it. Apparently, they're testing to see if they can get people or things that resist cold and heat, but they can't get electricity yet. And so they're dealing with that and trying to figure out how all that works. And then for some reason, I get teleported outside. In the damn winter snow, no less. But at least I can just casually skate across and then, find Krieg again. And then we get a book's worth of a history lesson before a rival wants to challenge us. Now this is interesting because I'm Steel type. This should go pretty easy for me. And I just Metal Bash the whole way through it. He just Metal Claws. We trade blows back and forth, and then I just hit him with a final one, and then that's the end of the battle. Finally get the Pokedex, and then after finally finding my house, I go and talk to my mother for a lengthy conversation, and then finally step foot over the bridge to the first route. Route 1, the Snowy Mountain Pass. I'm so excited for my first encounter. I wonder what it's going to be. Oh, a Vanillite. Well, at least it's worth the XP. And holy shit, Meteor Mash did a lot. But to be fair, it is level 11. Then I found a Snow Run, which was a little bit better, but I just decided to KO that too. And then another Vanillite, which also I KO'd. But then I found a Snow Run that was level 9. And I decided, you know what, fuck it, why not? I'll take it, see how well it does. And I caught it first try, so I was pretty happy with that. And then I decided to name him Dunks, because why not? He looks like a Dunks. I run into another Snow Run and beat it, along with finding a Delibird, which I also beat because it's a Delibird. It's not gonna do much, to be honest, I don't know. And then finding out I can't go down this way for some reason because old man said so. Then I run down, look around the town, and then finally get to where I want to be, the Pokemart. And I get told that someone basically stole the package. The dude who just ran out basically just took it, claiming, knowing somehow that Oak was going to have a package delivered. I heal up my Pokemon, the 2 of them, and just run off. Look around, I get some heal balls from this old dude, which is nice. I like using heal balls when I can. And then I find this dude who has a mission, because this little Alolan Sandslash ends up stealing food and running off. and we'll find out why later on. I run out and end up seeing that the person who stole it for the people who knocked us out and basically had us kidnapped. And then they're gonna go meet and they're gonna use it at Frozen Heights. I follow them up, and apparently they're trying to catch a goddamn Articuno, and it works. I see this, they walk by and they're like, it's just a kid, just one of you. You wanna do it? Go for it, battle them. We end up battling. I send out, obviously, Steelvin. She has a snow run. I just, use Metal Bash. Just keep trying, but Astonish gets me twice. And then Astonish keeps getting me, and it's annoying as hell. And then I switch out to Dunks because I'm getting low, and it's a 1v1. Dunks needs to prove that he is the better snow run. He keeps trying through the Astonish, and he actually gets real low, real close. And so I just decided, nah, I'm just going to let him go down and let Steelvin handle it. He just comes in, one tackle, and that's the end of it. GG's. Oh, and then for some reason she gave it back because she doesn't want anything to do with it, I guess. I finally get the parcel back to Professor Oak. Log, yeah, totally. And then he just tells me about it and then tells me where I need to go. And he tells me that he knows someone that can help me out. He gives me a town map, which is awesome, because now I can find out if I'm anywhere close to where I want to find these Pokemon. On Route 5, I can get Riolu, so I'm pretty happy about that. After that, I run back to the other town, and on the way, I see that the cave is now open. Old dude finally got out of the way. I heal up, and then I decide to run back in that cave and deal with the Sandslash. I find it, it burrows, and I just give it a nice little chase down. But along the way, I caught a few Pokemon. I got a Ragnarola and eventually caught a Zubat too. We end up finally getting to the Sandslash, seeing a bunch of Sandshrew come around it, and then it comes to protect it. Starts a battle, and it defense curls immediately, and Metal Bash is not doing much. It uses Abide. I try to use Flash for some reason, and find out that Metal Bash is all I can do. I keep trying to get it to half health, and then I find out I have no potions. I keep going, keep fighting, and then eventually I just knock it out finally. But not after, getting scared with Icicle Spear almost killing me. Then we come to find out that apparently the Sandslash was just trying to get food for the other ones, and it was just trying to take care of them. The person has a warm heart and just gets over it, gives me Hone Claws, which I'm probably never going to use, and everyone goes off happy, and I have a mission complete, so I'm pretty happy too. Not happy enough because now I want a Sandslash for myself because I couldn't catch that one from earlier, which makes sense. It would mess up the story. But I go in and just kill it by accident with a critical hit. Got some XP, but kind of sucks. So I just went, tried again. I knew just hope it doesn't crit. Just no crit, please. And then it ends up working out. And, catch it. And then he's added to the team like everyone else. I end up running back through the cave and end up in my first trainer battle that isn't a story battle. And it's just a snow run, so we just Metal Bash our way through it with one hit. We're good. Then he has one more Pokemon, Ragnarola, Metal Bash, same thing, done, easy first trainer battle. And I'm pretty happy. Just took 2 hits, so that's always nice. So we end up going into another trainer battle because obviously shit ton of trainers. It's another Vanillite, which one shot, we already know they don't live for too long. And then we have a Smoochum, which, kind of same deal here. Steelvin's just too high of a level to not be a threat to all these trainers. But because of how boring these battles have been, I'm going to give you guys a little treat of my cat Bombay. I know, isn't he just so adorable? But back to the Pokemon stuff. Makuhita, 2 hits, but still not too bad. It was annoying having to wait for all those Force Palms to get done, but, not much to worry about. Obviously, we add some moves. We get some moves switched up. We get Mud Slap. Then he just brings out his Scraggy, which, same deal as the Makuhita. Except the payback scared the shit out of me. But good thing it was his last Pokemon, because if not, that Steelvin might have went down. And this next trainer battle, I'll just let you guys see how it goes. Not too surprising, obviously. Steelvin's just that guy. But when I saw this feel, I knew I wanted him. I could make him greater than my opponents. And I've never gotten to use it, so I was like, screw it. Catch it, put it on the team. We're going to use a bunch of different Pokemon through this shit till I have my team that I want. Now, to be fair, the rest of this is just, meeting up with Krieg, hearing what he has to say. And, yeah, he talks a little bit. And then we finally actually get to the rival battle, which I'm kind of interested in. Turns out Swinub, and it did half my health, but I also did most of its health. And just with that was pretty easy. And then it's up against his starter, the Gibble. I wanted to do the starter v starter, but, yeah, I was not going to win that. So I just try my best, and then surprisingly live on 1 HP and win, so I'm actually pretty good. Steelvin's doing well. He's proven himself to be a good starter. Now we see off-brand Magneto from earlier talking about their plans, like evil villains always do. Just talk about their plans in the open. My stuff gets healed, I obviously save, and then I run back through this route. Kidding, I just got teleported instead. So I end up going down on this little bridge, going back into the little town area, trying to make sure I can get to where I need to go after healing up, obviously. I set up my team how I want to, and I feel almost ready to take on that gym. That's the thought process here. But before that, I ended up trying to go and get some more missions and decided, yeah, I'll do this one, why not? Just gotta save 100 times, which is crazy. But good thing it's in the first town, because if it was in the last town you got that mission, oh my god, that'd be horrible. But then, yeah, we end up going down here, doing a bunch of other ones, trying to just get all that I can. And now we finally get ready to go for the gym. Once I got my team all organized and set up and ready to go, walked in. I thought I could go that way, but then, you gotta deal with the gym trainers there. You go in, Cherubi versus, this isn't the best setup for the grass type starters, but why is it so damn foggy in there? And there's fog all the time, which makes it so much more annoying to try and fight. And it makes it take longer because it tells you it's fog every single round. So after beating the extra trainers in there, I felt confident. So I went and healed up, got ready to go right back in. And yeah, I actually stop on the way to go and train up some more just in case. So I end up training, hitting up a couple of the different trainers, trying to make sure I can get levels where I need to. I spent a lot of time doing that for some reason, but it came to an end eventually. But while I'm doing that, I do want to take a moment to explain this was supposed to be done and put out a while ago, and I basically procrastinated on recording. Even doing it now, I'm hoping that I do it all tonight, because if not, then it's going to be another month before this gets put out. So hopefully I don't do that with the next one. But back to what we were actually doing. We found a Riolu, and I was pretty happy because I didn't think I was going to get him until Route 5. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm catching this bitch. And it takes a while because I didn't want to kill him, but I also knew he could do some decent damage if I don't. So I ended up giving it a shot, heal ball, caught him first try. I was pretty damn happy. I'm hopefully going to have a Lucario by the end of this if he doesn't take, forever to actually evolve. So I named him Eldon, which fits because after this recording, before this recording, I was just playing Dark Souls. So I was pretty happy. Fuck the Demon King. We end up switching Snow putting Riolu in his place because I wasn't going to use Glalie or the other one. I really wasn't. I heal up. I get ready to go back to the gym because I feel like I could beat it, but also I want to go and train a bit. So I go ahead, train with the double battles, and yeah, it wasn't too bad. Just end up finding a Minccino and Electrike, and I end up winning that. Now, I'm trying to also get Riolu leveled up, but one issue is that he is still kind of weak. So I risk, letting him faint, which lowers his friendship. And that is what you're going to end up seeing here. And I am pretty saddened because that just means it's going to take way longer to get him up there. And every time that happens, it kind of resets it, if I remember correctly. But, yeah, still end up winning the battle, just not with all the things I wanted from it. But we get back into the foggy gym and we end up going, saving, and getting ready to finally take him on. I battle him and it starts like how it would normally, I guess. Sends out Gloom and Floette, which, I didn't think this was going to be double battle, but honestly, I'm not against it. So I attack, I do the best I can here. We're trying to set up some things. I'm trying to use, trying to do damage, but during this whole battle, these two are just so resistant, but it's because my Pokemon are way too lower leveled, and that explains why they had so many places where you could level up, and explains why Steelvin leveled up the most, because he wasn't supposed to get all those levels. It was supposed to be distributed, so I'll let you guys see how this first battle went. Yeah, I lost, and honestly, I lost a lot quicker than I thought to the first gym. So my ass went out and started grinding again. I caught some different Pokemon. I got a Hoot. I leveled up, got some new moves. I just named him because I didn't care too much. I was just catching him to catch him. We do another trainer battle versus a hiker. He has a drill burr, which nearly destroyed a Zubat, which is kind of wild to me. I send out a Keel. He does pretty good, surprisingly, so I think he might stay on the team for a long time. But he's pretty good using Powder Snow, and then it's the Makuhita, which I'm never too worried about, but it took him down. So we end up going into High Seal, and he just ends up dominating. End up doing some more trainer battles, and I know some people like seeing the battles, and I know some people don't, so skip ahead to this time if you want to skip all the bullshit battles, get to the main course, but I'll just let these play out for people who want to see the progression. So I finally show back up to the gym, hoping I do not get my ass kicked. And it starts the same as last time, except we got a little bit more levels and a little bit more of a plan. And I'll just let you guys see whether I redeem myself or not. And there was the final blow. I'd beaten him. I'd beaten the first gym leader, who I had lost to when I had ice types and flying types. But now I have won. And to end this victory off, Beldum evolves into Melmetal. Or wow, Meltan. I'm stupid. But with that evolution, I'm happy. I got the first gym badge that beat my ass, and it was a grass type gym leader, which I'm still not happy about. I finally get handed the Leaf badge, and I'm pretty satisfied. He tells me some things. He gives me Grass Knot, which isn't the worst DM. And yeah, I'm pretty happy. Solid win. Except then some bullshit goes down apparently, because these guys, some goons, are trying to come in and steal some shit, cause some chaos. They end up blocking off this path, and I just end up going into people's houses and asking them questions. They gotta know. Someone knows. Someone knows something, and I'm gonna make sure I get my answers. But apparently I actually figured out something with a quest, so I did that, and then actually the professor showed up, and I was kind of fucking confused. So I just went, talked through them, and found out they're talking about shadows, which apparently I'm guessing are the things that we saw getting attacked earlier with Houndor. But apparently after that, it makes it so we can clear, and we end up doing a bunch of trainer battles. And again, you can watch these or skip them if you want. It's really up to you. We actually end up finding Ghastly, and I'm pretty happy with that. I wouldn't mind, Gengar, which I found out you can get the Link Cable Stone or something like that. So no having to trade with anyone, so that's awesome. So I might actually end up with a Gengar, because I didn't even consider that possibility before, because I can never usually get him. But I name him Rick, and we all know why. We all know why. So I end up doing a few more battles, battling more Pokemon, more trainers, doing all that other stuff. And I finally end up going to, back to heal my Pokemon, like everyone does. And I decided, you know what, that's where I'll end this first episode. I'm good on it for today and this month where I've been trying to record. Anyone who's been waiting for this, thank you. And hopefully it doesn't take another month to get episode 2 out. I'll try and be better about that. But thank you guys for watching. Have a good afternoon, evening, or night. Just hope you're having a good time no matter where you are.